What's up everyone? Today I want to show you guys how to play the Death Prophet, which I think is the strongest mid laner of last patch. So Death Prophet didn't get a big buff, she only got a buff on the shard on Siphon, but I just think she's strong because of the heroes that are strong. Like for example Tiny, she's an extremely hard counter to Tiny, hard counter to Wraith King and all strength heroes in general. And she just offers so much team fight. The skill build on Death Prophet is you skill Crypt Swarm level 1, you try to push in the wave and secure Crypts, and then you skill Siphon, and you skill Crypt Swarm, Siphon, Crypt Swarm. Then here's when it gets interesting. You can here the build can vary. I do recommend scaling ulti level 6, but after that you can actually max Siphon depending on what you play against. For example, if you're laning against a Conka or a Tiny, maxing Siphon is actually pretty good. If you're laning against some hero that Siphon is not as good at, against, you just max Crypt Swarm and you farm. Depends on how you feel. If you feel like just you want ulti and hit this tower, you maxing Siphon is probably the best move. So you can do either, and then you skill silence. I would skill magic resistance most of the games. You can skill damage if it's a physical damage based, and then you skill ult, and you max this, and the talent you take is this. In my opinion, it takes health. Because the only way you lose a teamfight as DP is you somehow gets bursted. This one is nice if you're really far ahead, but I feel like this is the safer bet usually. The DP is that kind of hero that if she gets jumped and she gets 10% HP and then she uses Siphon 2 or 3 times, she gets full HP immediately. So you just surviving is very valuable on this hero. And then I take Exorcism Spirits because it lets you end games and things like that. The item build on this hero is you start the game with some kind of a eco build like this, and then you buy bottle, buy null, you buy wand, you buy boots, you buy raindrop if you have to, and then you transition into BKB. I BKB rush. I think that's the best build, and then you go dagger. And here is when you can also choose if you want to be a bit more greedy. You can buy travels. If I travels here, you will scale a little bit more, you can farm a little bit more. But if you don't feel like that, you can just buy plate mail, maybe buy Shivas, depending on the enemy heroes. And Shivas is good, travels is good. And then then you can kind of just buy whatever you feel like. You can buy Lincoln Sphere, you can buy Hex. You can chain Hex into your shard, which is very strong. So Hex is 2.5 seconds, your shard activates after 3 seconds, so it's stun into fear, very powerful. Yeah, these are in my opinion the standard, and then you can also buy Refresher Orb. There's a lot of items you can buy. I feel like these three are mostly the items you should buy every game. You can just blink in and control the fights. The most common mistake, in my opinion, on Death Prophet is that you don't farm enough. I think maxing Crypt Swarm and then just farming, staying mid, and farming is a very good play too. You should try to use Exorcism if there's a fight or like you think you can kill a tower. That's extremely good. But this hero is actually one of the strongest late game heroes in the game because Siphon is percentage damage, and this hero this spell is way stronger than the Progna's ulti. I don't know why you can't even move while using this. Yeah, this hero scales extremely well. Late game Exorcism, you're gonna find enemies saying we can't fight. The DP has ulti, you can never fight, and just farm. And make sure you get your items and team fight when the opportunity arises. You don't need to look for it. So the way you play the lane is you just hit the last of the crypts, you push in the lane. You wanna push in the lane generally, and then you just nuke and then you can. The cooldown of it is pretty low. It goes down. It's 8765. She is a very strong lane because she has a ranged nuke that's 5-second cooldown. The Lina's nuke is 8-second cooldown, but she's actually one of the strongest laners in the game. And make sure you use this a lot on the lane. That's how you're gonna win the lane. You can also use you also obviously use Siphon when enemy goes for a creep. Like for example, the Conqueror runs in for a creep. What you do is you just stand next to a creep wave and you just Siphon him, and he has to run away. You are stronger than him at trading. And how you play teamfight is. The way you play teamfight is you press ulti, and then you press Shivas and blink in with BKB, and you just life train as many heroes as you can. And this guarantees that you actually don't die, and it's gonna deal an insane amount of damage to enemy. And then you just pick whatever hero you feel like you wanna kill, finish off and just chase them. And they will have to run away because they can't do anything to BKB Shiva's DP. This lets you initiate in team fights, and they cannot do anything. This is extremely high impact play, and this is the way you're gonna win team fights on this hero. You don't actually need catch on your team, which is pretty cool. You want to aim heroes that are strength heroes actually. Generally speaking, most of the time, you want to aim supports, right? Which is also true for DP, but you can also just aim the carry. For example, the enemy Tiny, if you drain him, he can't fight you back. And another cool thing about this hero is, even if you BKB after the Siphon goes off, you still get the HP. So the cool thing about this hero is, even if you life drain and then they BKB, you still get the HP. So if they let you Siphon you, it's already over. You're already going to be full HP. See how fast you heal? This is why this hero is so powerful. And you get Shard eventually, obviously, which also fears them when you do this. And so this is a game I'm playing Death Prophet in this patch, and I picked the hero because I saw Marcy, Brave King, and Primal Beast, 3 strength heroes. Siphon's very powerful in this game. I'm laning as Bat Trader, which you would traditionally not think is a very good lane, but this lane is actually completely fine for DP because the spell is so spammable. But the way you play the lane is you just hit the creeps, and then you nuke. Actually, I got that CS for free. I asked the range creep with nuke. I hit it into nuke, and then I keep hitting him because obviously I have full tangos. I hit him whenever I don't need to CS. He's trying to CS, so I'm hitting him. I'm spamming a lot of spells, as you can see. Like, I'm spamming spells. I always secure range creep with this spell. And I will also secure other creeps with this spell. I tried to line up 2 creeps here and lasted both. I missed it, but that's the idea. You can do that. I keep pushing. As you can see, I'm right clicking the creeps to push in and spam my nuke. I'm harassing him a lot. He's feeling a lot of pressure. He used all his ball charges. He's really low HP from all the spam I'm using. Extremely powerful laner. I keep nuking him. I actually don't need to use the nuke to CS here, but I still spam it just to pressure him. It's so low cooldown. He gets a ball refill, and I'm still winning the lane. I'm crushing him right now. I stack this camp to farm it with level 3 Q. I connect to my teammates. I don't force any moves. Like, I haven't rotated or anything. I just know my hero will win this game if I just keep farming. If I just keep farming, I will make moves if the opportunity arises. I buy clarities to make sure I can keep farming. I keep farming the small camp. I push in mid. Here, unfortunately, they managed to kill me. Maybe if I press ulti, they actually all die. But you guys can see how powerful this hero is. I have 0 stickies right now. It's a replay bug. I get first sticky, and then they jump me, and then I press Siphon on both of them. I'm half HP right now, but I'm still not, like, I'm getting my HP back. And then he lassos me at 3 stickies, 4 now, and I'm still fine. If I manage to press this one on the Primal Beast, I think I actually live here. Like, he almost died from, even though it was really bad for me. I just keep tipping back and I just keep farming. I'm still out farming him. I make sure I farm. Like, it's very easy for me to feel like I need to just run bottom and ulti, but if I die again, then my game is probably over. I'm just waiting for the enemy to make a move, and then I counter gank, kinda. So they went on the snap there, and I connect, and I kill the Primal Beast. And I chase this bat, he dies. This Marcy makes a mistake and jumps in and dies too. But yeah, I keep farming. Now I go back to farming because I have no ulti. Keep farming. I'm rushing BKB without upgrading my boots, as you guys can see. This move was also just they tried to gank me, but I'm a DP with 1500 HP. And I just press siphons, and I also have teammates here though. But I just press siphons and I live. I actually didn't even have to press siphons because I have teammates. Point is just you're just farming. I finished my BKB now. And I just run in with BKB and I kill everyone. So this is the general idea of how to play DP. And now I'm gonna show you guys how to teamfight. So it's 18 minutes into the game, and my Tiny fed, which is my carry, but we're still stronger than them because I'm a DP. And what I do is I just wait for my ulti, and then I just press ulti and I blink into them, and I siphon this enemy Brave King. As you can see how powerless he is. He cannot do anything to me. There's no chance. And the only reason I BKB here is so I don't get stunned, so he doesn't escape. But there's zero chance he kills me. He cannot fight me at all. And because I blink, I can still keep chasing, kill this guy too. And my teammates feed. That's okay. The timing you buy X charges depends on whatever you feel. Like I feel like plate mail, dagger, and BKB is very important. I think this is what you make you very powerful. Then you can buy shard right after if you feel like it. Another thing is you don't necessarily need exorcism to teamfight. You can just blink in and siphon, and it deals a lot of damage already. But obviously, in that case, you're not like the main character in the teamfight. You're not aiming to kill everyone. You're trying to add some damage. For example, the Tiny goes on like the enemy Brave King. I just blink in and press siphon, then that works. But if I blink in and siphon the Brave King and try to solo kill him, it's not gonna work. You're just there to add some damage. If you want to like destroy the teamfight, you need exorcism. Yeah, that's how you play Death Prophet. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and hit the bell button. And if you have any questions, please check out my stream. I stream daily at Twitch TV/Xcalibur. Yeah.